all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice.
On the Definition of Real podcast, or this man, the myth, the legend, Bro Rogan platform, the Why Not. We got the host himself right now, man.
What's going on?
It's a pleasure, man, to of course, employ me.
What's going on, man? Thank you.
But also, man, to finally get a world, your story, your version, and your truth.
Man, well, I appreciate you having me on as a guest. I don't usually get a chance to sit in this seat, me being a host of my own show, but when you decided to have me on as a guest, I jumped at the opportunity, man, and here we are, man. I can't wait, man. So let's get right into it, man. I can't wait, man. It feel kind of awkward in this position. I'm used to being a host, but I'm comfortable wherever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump right into it.
Absolutely. So the reason why I wanted and I asked you for the interview is because I know you personally now. I've gotten to know you, over the weeks and the months. I feel like everybody has their own story and a testimony, but the part that I wanted to advocate for and the part that I wanted to give a look is your success. And not only your success, you're black, you're strong, and not only that, you come from right here.
Right here.
You come from right here.
Yeah, from right here, South Central Los Angeles, baby.
And not only that, we're going to get into that in a second, but not only that is, I wouldn't say not a lot of people, but I feel like you don't get to shine and you don't get your flowers, and enough recognition that you deserve. So with that being said, I know your real name. Most people call you Bro Rogan or whatever the case. Well, let's start it off, man. If you would like to tell the people your name.
Well, okay. Well, for everyone out there that may know me as Bro Rogan is just a persona that I created for the internet. Yeah. People know me I was a kid born. My real name is Deshaun, just like Deshaun Jackson, your guy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I only hear people call me Deshaun if I went to school with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know somebody.
That's how I know where I know you from, because growing up, my cousins called me Papa. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So my family called me Papa. My friends in school call me Deshaun. And I call myself Bro Rogan. So that's how I know, if I'm in traffic and somebody be like, Deshaun, I already know, oh, that's the motherfucker I know from school. Yeah, exactly. But if I'm in traffic and they like Papa, I know damn, that's my family. Hold up, who that calling me? So that's how that came about. But as far as the Bro Rogan moniker, when I decided to start this podcast, that's one thing I did not want. I didn't want to be referred to as Deshaun, or I didn't want to be referred to as Papa, because that's not a name I gave myself. That's a name my family gave me. So I don't want people who don't know me to be calling me by names as if they know me. You know what I mean? So let's say I did build a fan base and people all of a sudden now what's up, Papa? I'ma feel a certain way, because even though that name, it doesn't hold too much weight to it. It's just something behind that name that's kind of sacred, which I don't mind people calling me that. Is if I know you, even if you introduce me to one of your homies and I introduce myself as Papa, I don't mind that person calling me that, because I know you. We know each other now. It's just the people who I don't know that might be fans in Switzerland, Texas, having them call me Papa, it just don't seem right. So I was thinking damn, what am I going to call myself? So my first name starts with a D. My last name starts with a D. So I first I was like, yo, I'm just going to call myself D's. Because it's a play on D's nuts, but it's also, my name is two D's. So it was like a double entendre. Yeah. But then I was like, my cousin Jay was like, nigga, like that's kind of corny.
Yeah.
And it was, but like some shit that's corny sometimes can make money.
Yeah.
But I got the idea to start podcasting because of a guy named Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan was my inspiration for podcasting because even though I watch a million different podcasts,
about for the people that don't know the UFC,
the UFC commentator, the comedian, the jiu-jitsu instructor. Exactly. So I took after him because I already knew when I started my podcast that my podcast was going to be just more than one type of podcast. That's why, like, when people ask me, when I tell them I have a podcast and they say, what kind of podcast do you have? I get offended because it's not just one kind. Like, I can't, my podcast is all based on who my guest is. So, like, I got gangbanger friends. I got chef friends. I got actor friends. I got beauticians. I got engineers. So it's like, it's a versatile. And the person who has the most versatile podcast in the world is Joe Rogan. So that's why I liked his so much. So I started calling myself Bro Rogan.
Yeah.
And like it was right before I had Corrupt on my show. The guy who hooked it up for me to have Corrupt on here. Shout out to J-Rock. I was telling J-Rock, I was like, damn, I gotta think of a new way to remarket myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I already had everything. I had the studio. Yeah. I had the trademark logo. I had everything. I had the merch. Everything was ready. I just didn't have the name that people can gravitate to. So I told him, you know, man, bro. I kept saying, Bro Rogan. He's like, yo, you should stick with that. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, like. Yeah, you nothing. You whatever you are calling yourself, you not that no more. From now on, you Bro Rogan. Like, don't play around and call yourself that jokingly. Stick with it. And ever since then, I've been running with the whole Bro Rogan moniker, and it's been working. It's been catching everyone that hears it. They love it, and it's hilarious to me. I think it's funny.
It's definitely catchy. I give you that. I think it sound way. Oh, if you was gonna go in show business, it sound way better than Papa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Give us a little bit of your upbringing.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying? So for those who didn't grow up,
okay,
not familiar with the LA area, or for those who
I'm gonna give you guys.
Elementary. I'm
gonna give you guys the whole gist because I'm gonna give you guys the whole gist of it because like. A lot of people don't know my story, and like I like to have people come on here and tell their stories, and but like my story is a story of all stories, and I don't mean that like in any negative way, but like I got a story that's hard to believe, that's hard to compete with, that's hard to even understand. That how can someone have a story like this and still have a positive head on their shoulders, but. My family moved here from New Orleans. My grandma, my grandpa, they moved out here with 7 kids, my mother being one. And when they moved here, all of my mother and her siblings all had kids born here. So me, my brother, all my cousins, were all born here in LA. However, like I said, there were 7 kids that my grandma had, and they all had kids, and I had one of those families where we all lived together, like we all watched each other grow up. So there was probably nine of us in a house my whole life, and I was born in Watts. I was born in Killer King Hospital because, you know, that's where we lived at the time. We was actually like in the 8-9s in the East Coast of the 8-9s. That's why I got cousins from over there. Shout out to them. And I was living with my mom. You know, we all lived in the same area. 'Cause like I said, we was a close knit family. But my mom one morning taking me to daycare was killed by a drunk driver taking me. So when my mom was killed, I survived that accident. And
you was actually in the car.
I was in the car. Yeah, I was 2 years old. I was in the car. I survived the accident, And from there, I moved in with my grandparents, and I became that relative that everyone catered to, and I know what it was. I know everyone feels sorry for the little baby.
Yeah.
You know, he lost his mother.
I mean, rightfully so though. Rightfully so though.
Yeah, rightfully so. But me being so young, like I didn't understand what was going on. So I was, I was young, and I always was close with my family. So after moving in with my grandparents, we moved off to the east side, and we moved to the west side. So by the time I was 3, 4, I moved in like near the Slauson swap meet.
All right.
So I was living over there. You
So
know what I'm
moved
saying?
To the district.
I moved to the district.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't it though. Like, so I went to Bud Long. My brothers and them went to John Muir.
Bud Long Elementary.
Yeah, my brothers went to John Muir. So while at Bud Long, my grandma was a nurse. She worked for Brotman Hospital. Like she worked in surgery. So she got a job with Brotman, which is on the west side, like damn near Culver City. So she didn't like commuting from the Slauson to Culver City. So then we moved to the like West Adams area. So I'm living in like the 20s, in between the 20s and the schoolyards and all of that area. But I still
downtown and West LA types.
Yeah, I'm like a West LA, but I still got cousins that's living over here. Yeah. I got cousins that's from near your area. Yeah. Like, so that whole time, even though I'm living in the 20s, but like I said, we all live together. So wherever my grandma moved, all my cousins moved too. Now, my cousins, my brothers and all of them, they are 6, 7 years older than me. Yeah. So, like, when I'm 6, them niggas 13, 14, them niggas already outside. Yeah. So when we moved to the 20s, them niggas already had names. Them niggas is already banging East Coast. Them niggas is already banging neighborhood this. Yeah. But we in the 20s, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was kind of weird being on the street with all my family, like, cause I never heard like no blood shit or no shit like that. Yeah. Growing up, because it was like, and I'm not like trying to like, I'm not pumping nothing up, but that's just how it is. Yeah. And because it was like none of my cousins fuck with that. None of my uncles, they was all from the other side. Yeah. But I was a nigga that like, I was just one of them niggas that like, I moved around a lot. I went to a lot of West Side schools. Like I went to 24th Street Elementary, Bud Long Elementary. I went to Emerson for a few months. I went to Palisades High School. I went to Hamilton. I went to Fairfax. So like I like to go around and I plus I was one of those dudes, like I was like always, I never was no shy nigga. So everywhere I went, nigga, like I'm talking to everybody. I'm cool with everybody. So that's why like when it came to like choosing one particular thing, it never dawned on me, even though like my cousins is from here or my homies is from here. I had too many friends from different places to just pick one, because my whole thing was, if I pick this side, that mean I gotta hate them niggas, and I can't hate them niggas because them niggas is my homies at the end of the day. So like I never really chose one side, but if it, my affiliation was with a certain side. And then another thing is during the time when I'm growing up in that West Adams area, I'm my whole time I'm spending on Vernon. That's how me and you and me and your boys became so cool, because one of my cousins was a barber on Vernon, and there was nowhere to go other than the barbershop. Yeah. And I was raised in the barbershop on Vernon. Yeah. So even though like I went to school over here, I lived over here, I'm going to the barbershop every single day, every weekend. So I'm on Vernon and 6th Ave, and I'm becoming friends. And we talking about the the late 90s. We talking about early 2000s. We talking about when like we had Lil Draws is still alive. We Boo Rock and them niggas. It was like it was so many 60s and 40s on Vernon.
Yeah.
It was like 1,000 niggas. And like my cousin Jay was one of them niggas that like all your homies, all of the niggas, the 60s over there, they love Jay so much that they showed me the same love. So like and me being a nigga who cool, like I became really, really cool with a lot of your homies. And like that's why like every time, you know, when I got to know your cousin and you, like and like start name dropping niggas, they like, nigga, you know some of the homies, cause like I really, really know these niggas, and these niggas really, really know me. And it was like, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And like that's where I hung. Like I really hung out over there. I really hung out on Slauson. I really was hanging out with these terrorists, like, and that's all I could call them, like, cause they was the homies, but these niggas was actually terrorizing the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that was my teenage years. But another thing, it was with me and my cousin Jay and Mir and K5. We were also those guys who we didn't sit down. You know what I'm saying? Anytime if there was something going on,
what you mean by that? Oh, yeah, okay.
If there's something going on, we there. Like
functions and stuff like that,
bro. When I say we didn't miss shit,
so you was one of them 7 to 7 boys. You was at the
man. I'm one of them niggas that was in the streets.
Okay.
Like I'm talking about. I was never at home. Yeah. I'm in the streets because one,
football game, basketball
games, basketball
skating
games, skating rings, the mall, Bob Marley Fest at UCLA. Nigga, anything that's popping, nigga, we there. Magic Johnson, nigga, Crenshaw, anything that's popping, we was just some of them niggas. Cause at the end of the day, we wasn't nothing but a bunch of hood rat niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We was hood rat niggas. We was them niggas that we didn't give a fuck about nothing but like, man, where the bitches at?
Yeah, y'all,
you know what I'm saying? So, like,
players.
And like, it ain't even no player shit. It's just who we were, because it was just like that's just what we like. You know what I'm saying? We like to fuck. We like to be in the streets and fuck around. But we moving around. It's like, nigga, we everywhere. So, like, that's how I got to know so many people, because, like, I just was a nigga. I just never was home. Never was home. Like, I'm everywhere. Like, when I say everywhere, I'm everywhere. And a lot of times during that time, while I'm everywhere, I'm running into all the homies. So I'm running into Bangs, and I'm running into and the Turtles, and I'm running into all these niggas because they had all the functions too. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I got to like get to know a lot of niggas out here, because a lot of niggas, when they see you really in these streets, they like, yo, this nigga, he may not be one of them, but like this nigga be in the street, like really in the street. So like, and that's how it was, man, for me growing up. So like, I always like had goons. Yeah. Always was amongst goons.
So you was never affiliated. You just affiliate. Your people around you was affiliated. Well, I'm gonna say that you was guilty by affiliation. You know what I'm saying?
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
All right. So
every day.
Have you ever been incarcerated before?
Yes.
Or you was able to?
Yes. I called my first case. I think I was 15, 14. I never did any real time. Like, I was on probation for 10 years straight, from the age of 14 to 24 for 3 different cases. I went for commercial burglary once. That's the worst case that I caught. Yeah. I caught we're going to bleep this. I caught a domestic violence when I was 20.
Yeah.
I caught a commercial burglary. I caught what else did I catch? I caught something else, but like I never did any real time. I went to Wayside for I think 2 months.
Yeah.
But like I've been to the county 2-3 times, but like I never did no real.
So
I never been to no pen.
So when you did go to jail or whatnot, when did it click in? Like like, man, this ain't for me. You know, some people get it early, some people get it late.
Well, that clicked in for me when I was a little kid.
Yeah, like
because all my cousins that I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
I can break it down for you right now. My cousin Kenneth, he did 8. My cousin Chip, he did 14. My cousin Omar did 27. My cousin Andre did 6. My cousin Bruce did 6. And my cousin Mo, she was pregnant in that motherfucker. So like my whole childhood, I'm growing up, going visit them in YA. I'm going visit them in the pen. So like, even though I didn't go, I'm the only one that didn't. Like my aunts was going to the pen, my uncles was going to the pen. So like I knew watching them coming in and out, like how I was missing them. Yeah. Like damn, I can't believe. Damn, Chip just got 7 years. Damn, or Omar just got 11 years. Like I ain't gonna. And like they catching these cases at young ages, like 14, 15, 16 years old. And I'm the little cousin that everybody love, and I love my cousins just as much as they love me. So like watching them go back and forth, like that shit used to kill me because I'm like, damn, like these niggas is doing the exact same thing I'm doing. I'm just not getting caught.
Exactly.
Like and like I knew it wasn't for me because like I said, I'm a nigga. Not only was I outside, but I was also like, damn, how can I say this without sounding arrogant? I was one of those dudes that was always fresh. Yeah. Like I really got into clothes and shoes at a really, really, really young age because, like I told you, they were 6, 7 years older than me. So like when those Jordans was really, really coming out in the 90s, like my brother used to get dressed and like I took after him, and then like next thing you know, I didn't want nothing but clothes and shoes, and like that was one thing.
So if you had to say anything, what would you say your sense of fashion came from your brother? Because we was just talking off camera earlier, and I said, man, where you get your sense of fashion from? And I see you always have a different style. You have a certain style, but you always spice it up. You always change it up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my love for shoes definitely came from my brother. When I was probably like 5th grade, and I'll never forget, I got these shoes too, a brand new pair. They re-released. It was a black Air Max, black and white with the purple swoosh. You know which ones I'm talking about. I'll show you a picture. I'll never forget, he came home with them on, and I probably was in the 4th grade. And when he walked in, that was the freshest shoe I had ever seen in my life. And from that day, I became like a shoe head because I remember it like it was yesterday. After that, here comes the Deion Sanders, and then like I was entering that stage, and I was entering exactly. Like that, so I'm entering middle school, where it's like now we're not kids, you know. Yeah. Elementary, you a kid, but like middle school now the girls starting to take notice. So now it's like niggas is talking about you, and I was one of those kids. I didn't struggle. Like I'm not going. I didn't come from like my grandma worked, and I came from a semi okay household. So like that was my thing. And on top of that, I was spoiled. So it's like. It became my thing to be fresh. I just really got into shoes, and then without you can't have good shoes without a good outfit. I was told that by my brother. I remember I had a fresh outfit on once with some old shoes, and he like, nigga, you might as well go change your clothes. I'm like, why? Like, you got all that good shit with them beat up and like we talking about 4th or 5th grade. This nigga telling me that, and after that, that became everything to me. Not everything, but it was like that's what school was about back then. It's about your appearance.
Yeah, it was definitely.
And you know, if it ain't tricking if you got it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then like and not to cut my story short, but I liked money. Yeah. And my grandma, she wasn't balling. She didn't give me all the money I needed. I'm not no Ladera Heights nigga. So I lived in the hood, and you know, I had certain family members that dabbled in drugs. They did drugs. Yeah. And I said, shit, fuck it. if they could just introduce me to the people that they running around with, shit, I could probably. So I picked up a sack. Yeah. So at like 14, I picked up my first sack. So I start chopping up quarter pieces of rock. Next thing you know, I'm buying ounces. Next thing you know, I got pounds of weed. So I was a nigga in school. I had the sack. So like I had weed, I had crack, I had everything in school. So like that was another reason why I stayed fresh, because I always had money, because like I always had a hustle. One thing I always had in me was a hustle. I never not had a hustle. Okay. I never was one of those. I didn't settle. Like I was always one of those dudes. I wasn't gonna settle for shit
on your stuff. So okay, well let me stop you right there.
No.
Well, I got a couple questions for you. I
Shoot
want you to answer them.
Shoot it.
Straightforward. The first thing to come to your mouth. I mean, the first thing to come to your mind. To this day, what was your greatest investment?
My greatest investment?
Whether it was financial, whatever it was, to this day, right here, this month,
I
this
think
year.
my greatest investment was, I can honestly say, my family, the family that I'm with now.
You're investing in.
Well, I invested myself into them, because in order to have a relationship, you have to invest yourself. And when I met my child's mother, you got another thing. I got my first house when I was 19 or 20.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't a nigga. I wasn't even balling like that. But I was a nigga. Like I said, I didn't settle, and I knew I couldn't continue to live with my grandma. I didn't want to be that nigga living with his parents. You know what I'm saying? So I got a house on the east side before I even had a job, just because I knew I had to get out the house. And at that time, you know, a nigga young, a nigga arrogant as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And like I really put a lot of shit ahead. I put myself ahead of a lot of shit. And I found out about one of my homeboys who contracted AIDS. And they going at the shop. You know what I'm saying? And it made me think like, yo, like, this ain't what life is about. Like you gotta sit your ass down. Yeah. Like when people say, nigga, something that sat you down, that was something that really sat me down. Exactly. Because like, and here go me being arrogant again, but it was, I had the thought in my head, if this nigga can get it, oh, I know I got it. Just because and he wasn't one of them dudes like that. He wasn't. He was, but he wasn't. And I knew at the time, like damn, like, nigga, it's too easy for us right now. So so I told my cousin, I said, man, like, I find me someone that I can vibe with, that, you know, got their shit together, because I had my shit all the way together. Then I gotta look into taking that shit serious. And then when I invested my time into that person, we still going now, and I got a family. You know,
congratulations,
man. We got a lot. We got shit that a lot of my friends don't have or didn't have, and that's not me flexing. This is me saying we all had the opportunity to be in this position. It's just some people didn't take the time to work on that. Some people, we in our 40s, me and my friends, some people still want to do the things that we were doing in our 20s. Not saying that I don't get me wrong. I'm still immature as fuck. Believe me, don't let me come across as some saint. I am not, nigga. I'm still on punishment at home right now. But it was certain things that I had to take serious. Like I joined a union. I got a trade. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I had to do grown man shit to make sure that, like, in order for me to start a family or to take a family serious, I had to take like a career serious. So that's one of my best investments.
All right. So
or my '67 GTO.
All right. So that's your best investment. So
family.
What would you say is your worst or was your worst investment?
Boy,
I got some more questions.
hold on, wait.
This a hot
Can
seat,
I
so
can
if
I
you
give
can-
you 1,000 answers for that one?
To
I
be
can't give
perfectly
you
honest,
one.
No, I to this day, it's just a hot seat, so I really want you.
Damn, my
to
words.
to just answer it, so I can get on to these other questions.
Okay, well, I can't.
Because I think you stalling because I got these questions for you.
Oh, no.
No, just
Okay,
come
wait.
on now, come on now.
Hold on, wait. That's not one I can
The
just
first
think
question,
of.
no, look, listen. Look, the first question you was supposed to, because just by the answer, you was supposed to take your time with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you said family, I respect that. Okay. But these other ones, come on, it ain't that hard. Okay. It ain't that hard.
Okay. It kind of is because I've invested in a lot of stuff that has not panned out. So I'm just gonna think of the first one.
Rapid fire.
Because when we were kids, me and my cousins, we always wanted to be our own bosses. That was always our mentality. So like when I was 16, the first time, I invested in an ice cream truck. We've had 3 in our lifetime as kids. So the first one was probably the worst investment because one, we didn't even have ice cream in it. Like we try to drive around selling Philly blunts and sandwiches. Yeah. And we just thought we could just pull up in any neighborhood and sell shit. We had no permits, and even though it wasn't a lot of money that we invested, probably $3,000. Yeah. That probably was the worst investment because that was one of the first things that I invested in where I saw no return. Yeah. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
Like even like the weed or the drugs or anything that I invested in, gold chains back then, I at least saw some profit, but that wasn't the only time. Like I said, we bought 3 different ones. So like I could say that.
So
I could say that.
So you would say the ice cream.
Ice cream trucks, yeah.
Yeah, the ice cream truck.
Investing in ice cream trucks was the worst.
All right.
At the time. So I was 16.
So what would you say will be your biggest blessing to today? Rapid fire though. Your biggest blessing. What has been your biggest blessing to this day? Facts.
My daughter.
You say anything else?
My daughter. That's not. I can't even. I don't need. Yeah. That's the biggest blessing any man could be blessed with, because
I agree. 1,000%.
Because and the reason why I say that and like and I'm glad you asked me that because this is something like I'm still kind of an asshole and I'm still actually like a coward. So this is something I probably have never told her. Probably never will, just because. I just like I'm just probably I guess I'm a coward, but my biggest blessing will be my kid because I've always, even though I've been a terrible person when it comes to these women really taking advantage and thinking of them as nothing, just because you got to remember being raised in the 90s and I'm being raised wrong. Yeah. At the time, I'm thinking I'm being raised right because, like I tell people, it takes a father to teach a man how to be a dad. We didn't have dads growing up. Facts. Me and the homies, so like we being raised by DJ Quick, Snoop, Cube. Them is our daddies. We taking we taking the advice from these guys and applying it to our life. Yeah. We saying bitches ain't shit but hoes and trick, and we really applying that to our life. DJ Quick said, I'm not gonna eat it. Please don't eat the pussy. I don't think I ever did that until I was in my 20s. So like we was taking advice from these men we were listening to, who was raising us, but it was fucking us up at the same time. Yeah. So it took a nigga a while to really realize how important women are, and like for me to have a daughter, it was my best blessing because no matter how you feel or however you look at shit, you know a woman, a female, no matter what it is the most important thing on this earth, because a plant don't grow without a female. You know, it takes a female plant to make another plant grow. It takes a female dog to make and it's a continuous cycle with the female. So I was blessed enough to have a daughter who didn't take any of my traits. Mm-hmm. She is the polar opposite of me, and that's all I wanted. I said, man, if I already knew I was gonna have a daughter. I just knew before I even had a kid, before I even had a girl, I knew if I was to ever have a girl, a kid, I knew it was gonna be a daughter, just because I already knew. But all I wanted out of a kid, I wanted to have someone not like me.
Okay.
I wanted someone to appreciate people, or I wanted someone to not be selfish. I wanted someone to have an actual heart. And I'm not saying I don't, but like, we didn't get into this. We got into me, how I was raised, but I didn't mention that all those people that I told you that I was raised with, I lost all. My brother died. 3 of my uncles, 2 of my aunts, 4 of those cousins. So like I've been dealing with death my whole life, and you become immune to like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like it's hard to get people to understand how you are if they ain't never been through the shit. Like I said, my mom was killed when I was 2. Me being in school, I was the only nigga from elementary, middle school, junior, the only nigga without a mom. So it was like it was hard for me to relate to somebody because it wasn't nobody else in school that could relate to me. Every nigga I knew, they didn't have they had their mama. Yeah, I could relate to the niggas without their dad, but it wasn't so it was like it was hard to relate. It was like, nah, don't tell me how I should act, nigga. Like don't tell me how I should be, nigga. So like I always had that attitude, like nigga, you can't tell me shit. But like I never dwelled on that shit. I never was like, I never like cried about no shit. But like I just prayed that when I had a kid that she didn't act like me, she didn't go through the shit I went through, because like certain people can't take a lot of the shit that I've been through, and I'm a strong nigga. Like I was one of them niggas. I didn't dwell on that shit. Like nigga, I was like, hey, my whole thing was, hey, niggas die every day, and I just wanted a kid that was different from me. Like I wanted a kid that can have compassion, like something I know I don't have. Like I can't look at a homeless person and like feel away, or I can't watch somebody get killed on camera that I don't know and feel sorry. And that's just, and it's not me trying to play no hard role. It's just how I've always been, because I had family that I was close to, and me losing them, I've always felt like, how can I be sad over some nigga I don't know? Like, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's unfortunately.
It's a fucked up way to be, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a lot of how a lot of us grew up. You know what I'm saying? The empathy and the sympathy level, you know what I'm saying, is not there what it should be. You know what I'm saying? And we're taught and we're raised. You know what I'm saying? And we're instructed to program a certain type of way, and it carries on with us. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of our life. But what I would like to get into, and I would like to touch bases, is, man, because you're an absolute boss.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Let's start there. Yeah, nah, man, you're welcome, but that's the obvious. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely boss. So how does it actually feel to be, you know what I'm saying, to come from that, even though you say you never really struggled like that growing up, you know what I'm saying, but not struggling doesn't mean that you didn't experience, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. When I say I didn't struggle, I mean I didn't struggle the way I saw other people struggle.
Yeah, coming from like having nothing.
Right, like, because like even though like I still lived in the hood. Yeah. So like I still went to a liquor store every day. I still, but like I have friends that had it a lot worse than me. Yeah, I know. I had friends I had to give my old clothes to, and I had to, invite them to come eat. Yeah. Like, so when I say I didn't struggle in that way.
I know exactly.
So like I never missed a meal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So but you say how do I feel?
So coming from
that,
like I said, even though you say you never really struggled, you know what I'm saying, as far as you just explained, I already knew what you was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know what I'm saying, that's not to say that you didn't go through turmoil, you know what I'm saying, tragedy, you know what I'm saying, trauma, or whatever the case is. The normal kids grow up in the inner cities, you know what I'm saying. We all exposed to a lot of stuff that we shouldn't at our age. But coming from that and seeing all your dreams, you know what I'm saying, probably some of your wildest dreams are at the time stuff that you didn't feel. Don't let me speak for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm only assuming sometimes you feel like this is impossible to be right now where you at. own podcast, own platform, successful, multiple houses, multiple businesses. And from what I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying, married, you know what I'm saying, to the woman of your dreams and have a beautiful daughter as well. How does it feel to be a black man in a position that a lot of us is not? And not only to that, to be able to employ more of your people as well and help them achieve their dreams.
It obviously feels good. It obviously feels good but I have to go back to me being like kind of, you don't really appreciate the shit that you have unless it's almost gone.
I agree.
So like some days I'm feeling good and like I wake up and we got a really nice house. I got multiple cars outside. I got, you know, but I don't appreciate that shit as much as I should. Like me saying it right now makes me appreciate it even more.
Probably because you've been having it so long. A lot of people get that,
but
like,
not
you know,
even
you've been
that.
having
It's
it
just,
so long.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad to admit, but
you're not the only one.
It's sad to admit this, but like I said, I'm in my 40s now, and sometimes when us, how we grow up, we're stuck in this one part of our life. Like I feel like I wish I could act my age. I sometimes feel like I still act as if I'm in my 20s, but then I gotta look in the mirror and then I'll see these wrinkles and you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, nigga, you are not. Stop. And so like, but I still do grown man shit. You know, I handle my business with my family and shit. But there's some times where like it's like I gotta slap myself across the face and really, 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 really appreciate the shit that I do have, because like I said, like you just said, like I do have opportunity to do things a lot of our guys don't have, and I just need to appreciate it more. That's why I don't mind opening my doors for guys like you, because like I know what I can do to help, and I know how you can help me. And like I could be one of those guys that just let anyone in, but you come here, you see me and the guys. Like, absolutely. Of course, I can have the boys in here. I don't even smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? It's like I can be in here smoking pot and da-da-da. But nah, it's not about that. It's about like building on these businesses. You know, like I knew this was something I knew I could do. Mm-hmm. I just knew it was going to take some time. Like, so what I did was I took a certain amount of money and I invested in myself, and I said, hey, now it's your turn to make it happen. Absolutely. And on the way to making it happen, I know that it's not, I can't do it alone. That's why I got the Hoffs, and I got the Z's, and I got the Codes, and I got the SPOETY faces, because I know I can't do this on my own. No matter how much I think and how arrogant and cocky I get kicking around, nigga, this is my show. Yeah. I can't have this show without the help of others. So that's just how it is, and that's how I look at it, and I do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, again, like we talk all the time off camera. You
yes,
know what
we
I'm saying?
do a lot.
So,
man.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
man. Likewise, I appreciate it. I feel like I always feel like if you love a person or you care about a person, it doesn't matter the feelings or what happened. You should let them know that, because what's the use of you loving a person or feeling a certain type of way to a person and they never know. You get what I'm saying? But I often coming for, like I said, I just did 12 years in prison. I often see a lot of good dudes in situations, and they do the world for the world. They get their shirt off their back. They good men out here, but they don't get enough recognition. I feel as far as our people. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't recognize them because they ain't out here doing it the way these rappers or other people are doing it, which is, I feel like in a lot of ways is the wrong way, but you actually doing it the right way. So I'm gonna continue to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue. Me personally, I'm proud of you just as my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And the opportunity, not only just because of the opportunity that you gave me, but the opportunity that you're giving everybody else, and you're a prime example of what a black man should want to be. No one's perfect. No one's perfect.
No.
But at the same time, when you do more good than you doing bad, or you putting, you know what I'm saying, that good energy and them good vibes and them all that good stuff in the universe, then that's what need to be highlighted. You know what I'm saying? That's what need to be appreciated. Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
But as a successful businessman and as a successful family man as well, you know, again, no one's perfect.
No.
But what was some of the advice that you would give another person like myself that look like me, or maybe to anyone else in this world, like if they down on hard times, or they feel like they just can't do it, or they just feel like giving up? What mind state or advice period can you give
my
to somebody
main advice I would give
that need it right
someone
now? Yes.
is always believe in yourself. Always. Like, if you want something, you can get it. Just believe in yourself. A lot of people get caught up on wanting to do things for other people. Like, some people want to be rich just so they can show other people how rich they are. Yeah. That's the wrong reason to want to be rich. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of things you see with these rappers. Like, a rapper couldn't come on TV without showing the world his 25 chains. Or a rapper can't make a song for the people without making the people feel beneath them. Like, so that would be my advice. Like, bro, if you believe in yourself and you have something that you truly believe you can be successful in, then don't give up on it. Don't, because nothing is easy. I'm going to tell you, unless you fucking play the lottery and you go from being a regular nigga to a multi-millionaire the next day, which I still to this day don't believe the lottery is real. I don't give a fuck what a nigga say. Yeah. I don't believe a motherfucker really win $100 million. I think that shit fake as fuck.
Every day I can't.
Don't play that shit. That shit fake.
Yeah.
But you gotta have patience. You gotta have patience because everyone has their time.
Yeah.
Some may have it early. Some may have it late. Just know if you stick to it, your time will come. Because some people, for some reason, think like, yo, if I don't have all of this by this age, why put a limit on your life?
Success is, I feel that way too. Success is absolutely subjective.
Yes, and you cannot put a time frame on your success. You can't down yourself by thinking, yo, nigga, I'm 36 years old, man. If I ain't got shit together by the time I'm 40, nigga, my life is over. Says who? Says who? You just now getting into your life at that age. So to put like a time frame on that, you already lost. So that would be my advice. Like, don't put no time frame on your success and always believe in yourself and keep going. Like, because I think anyone can be successful, bro. Anyone. It's just all about how strong mentally that person is, and that's it. You gotta weed out the weak. Absolutely. You gotta weed out the weak shit.
I will add to this before we start wrapping it up this episode. I will add to this as far as, because I'm a manly man and I'm an alpha male.
Yes,
so
sir.
I know how I be and how pride gets in a lot of us being actually successful in as far as being acknowledging just anything. Sometimes like you gotta set that pride to the side, brothers. People, we have to, like, when you at your lowest point, that's when you're supposed to ask for help. If you got family, if you got friends around you, and you so prideful that you can't ask for help, and you just continue to suffer or to continue to just go through whatever you're going through, just sometimes you gotta humble yourself and just ask for help. Because when you don't ask for help, this when you get in situations like, man, I ain't got it in my pocket. I need to survive. Let me go do this. Let me go do this robbery. Let me go hop over this counter. Let me fall in this window, and you end up no good to nobody because you in jail. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I would add on. That'll be my advice to the people. Sometimes it's all right to ask for help. You have to be embarrassed. You have to feel uncomfortable sometimes. Everybody needs help.
Everyone needs help, man. Do you understand how much I'll be struggling right now without the help that I have at home? Like, we all need help. Like, no one can do anything on their own. I don't give a fuck who you are. All these people saying, there's no such thing as a loner, a successful loner. I don't give a fuck who it is. Fucking Elon Musk has someone with him. The Apple nigga, he has come on, man.
Steve
There's no
Jobs.
such thing. And so these people who pride, you got some, and as a man, I know it's hard to put pride to the side, but what we got to do is stop focusing on the fuck shit. We need to stop focusing on the material shit.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a materialistic person, you see, but that's not the most important thing to me. Even without this shit, I'm still the same person. I'm still happy. You got to be happy. That's what happiness is the key, man. You got to be happy. Find a way, even at your lowest point, you got to find a way to smile. You got to find a way to smile.
I agree. I'm gonna just say this before we conclude this episode, man. I appreciate what you're doing in the community, man.
Thank you.
It seems like you done turned into a pillar of your community, man.
Oh, man.
I appreciate.
I'm trying. I'm only gonna get better.
Oh yeah, we all are, man. But like I
better.
said, I appreciate and I'm thankful for the example that you set.
Come on now.
For kids
Yes.
and other men like me, you know what I'm saying?
Crenshaw.
And you already know. And not only that, man. Of course, again, for giving me the opportunity for believing in my vision, man.
Yeah,
for believing in my vision, not only my vision, believing in me.
Yes,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
And investing in my future as well. So this gonna affect my family as well. So from the
Yeah.
SPOETY,
Y'all better be ready.
So from SPOETY Face and SPOETY Face family, man, we appreciate you. But before we get on up out of here, man, you already know, man. We gonna keep doing it, making history, man. You got your man, the myth, the legend right here, Mr. Bro Rogan, man.
Hey, free 4 extra.
Man, free fast, man. Until it's the other way, man. You got the owner of many companies, man. Why Not Podcast,
Yes,
Bro
sir.
Rogan. This SPOETY Face, man. Just to let y'all know right now, we gonna be airing every Wednesday at 4 p.m., man. So stay tuned. We dropping fire content, man.
We are.
Coming to you from Why Not Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Let's get it.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life.